Welcome to the enchanting world of the Starry-Eyed Santa, a heartwarming Christmas tale that invites readers of all ages into a magical journey of discovery and joy. This beautifully crafted story, nestled within the pages of this book, is a celebration of the holiday spirit, combining the timeless charm of Christmas with a fresh and meaningful perspective. In the Starry-Eyed Santa, we join the beloved figure of Santa Claus on an extraordinary adventure, unlike any he has embarked upon before. This year, Santa is guided by a wish upon a star, leading him to revelations that transform not only his own approach to the festive season, but also the very essence of Christmas itself. Relax and let the gentle rhythm of this enchanting story lull you into a restful slumber. Good night. Sweet dreams from a world unveiled. Chapter 1: A Twinkle in the North. In the far, frost-weathered reaches of the North Pole, where the aurora stands through the sky like ethereal spikes, and the snow sparkles like a blanket of diamonds under the moonlight, there lies a quaint, bustling excellent. This is no ordinary village, for it is the home of Santa Claus, the jolly bringer of Christmas joy. Santa, known far and wide for his hearty laugh and twinkling eyes, was feeling a sense of restlessness. This particular season, the workshop was as busy as ever, with elves cheerfully crafting toys and gifts, the reindeer practicing their flight patterns, and Mrs. Claus ensuring everything ran smoothly. Yet, amidst this familiar hustle and bustle, Santa found, gazing more often at the night sky, his eyes reflecting the stars above. One could say that Santa's eyes were not just twinkling, but starry-eyed, filled with a profound longing for something he couldn't quite place. He had spent countless years bringing happiness to children all around the world, a task that filled his heart with immeasurable joy. However, this year, there was a whisper in his heart, a whisper that spoke of deeper connections, of understanding the true essence of the joy he spread. One crisp, clear night, as Santa walked through the glistening snow, his boots leaving a gentle crunching sound in his wake, he looked up at the vast, star-studded sky. The North Star shone brighter than ever, as if it were trying to communicate something to him. Santa stopped and closed his eyes, taking in the serene silence of the North Pole, the gentle whispers of the northern wind, and the faint sounds of the elves' laughter in the distance. When he opened his eyes, a peculiar star caught his attention. It wasn't the brightest, nor was it the biggest, but it had a unique shimmer, a gentle pulsating glow that seemed to resonate with the rhythm of Santa's heart. He felt a warm, comforting feeling enveloping him, a feeling that spoke of unexplored paths and new adventures. By night, as Santa sat by the fireplace with a cup of Mrs. Claus's hot cocoa in his hands, he made a decision. This Christmas, he would embark on a journey, one that would take him beyond the boundaries of the North Pole, to the very hearts of the children he cherished. He wanted to understand their dreams, their hopes, and even their fears. He yearned to connect with them on a level deeper than ever before. So, with a heart full of anticipation and eyes shining with the light of 1,000 stars, Santa began plotting his most extraordinary journey yet. As the embers in the fireplace flickered and danced, Santa's mind wandered to the places he would visit, the faces he would see, and the stories he would hear. This Christmas, he thought, would be a celebration of the heart, a true testament to the spirit of giving and love. And outside, the star that had sparked this newfound desire in Santa's heart continued to twinkle softly, as if in approval, guiding towards a Christmas that would be remembered for ages to come. The next morning, the North Pole woke to a day unlike any other. The sky seemed to hold a special glimmer, and the air was filled with an electric sense of anticipation. Santa, with his starry-eyed gaze, called a meeting with his most trusted elves and Mrs. Claus in the heart of the workshop, where magic was always at its most potent. The workshop was a wonder to behold, with walls adorned with maps of the world and clocks, showing different time zones. Toys of every imaginable kind were neatly arranged, and the scent of freshly baked gingerbread cookies lingered in the air, a comforting reminder of the warmth and joy of the season. Santa, standing tall, eagle in his red suit, addressed his audience with a voice that carried both excitement and a tinge of nervousness. He shared his plan to embark on a journey across the globe, to visit the children he so dearly loved, in a way he never had before. He spoke of his longing to understand their lives, to see the world through their eyes, and to bring back with him a newfound understanding that would make this Christmas more meaningful than any before. Mrs. Caius, with her kind eyes and warm smile, supported Santa's decision wholeheartedly. She knew that this journey was more than just a whim. It was a calling that came from the deepest part of Santa's heart. The elves, though initially surprised, quickly buzzed with excitement at the thought of helping Santa prepare for such a unique adventure. The preparations began immediately. Maps were spread out, routes were planned, and Santa's sleigh was given extra care and attention. Santa decided to travel in disguise, wanting to blend in and experience the world as an ordinary traveler. The elves worked tirelessly, creating a disguise that would allow Santa to walk among the people unnoticed, yet keeping the essence of the jolly man everyone adored. As the days passed, Santa spent his evenings studying the cultures and traditions of the places he would visit. He learned greetings in countless languages, familiarized himself with local customs, and even practiced how to enjoy different cuisines. Mrs. Claus helped by packing a bag with essentials, along with a few magical items that might come in handy. The night before his departure, Santa stood alone outside, looking up at the starry sky. A special star that had inspired his journey was there, twinkling softly. Santa felt a profound sense of peace, as if the star was reassuring him of the journey. That night, as Santa lay in bed, he found himself drifting into a deep, peaceful sleep, filled with the dreams of the children he would meet and the stories he would gather. His heart was light, and his spirit was filled with an unexplainable joy. In the quiet, magical hours of the North Pole night, everything seemed to stand still, as if in respect for the journey that was about to begin. The stars shone little brighter, and the auras danced with a little more vigor, celebrating the beginning of a Christmas tale that would be told for generations to come. The morning dawned bright and clear, marking the day of Santa's departure. And North Pole seemed to hold its breath in anticipation, the usual sounds of laughter and merriment subdued under the weight of the momentous occasion. Santa, dressed in his disguise, was simple, the cozy ensemble. It differed that the pork of an ordinary traveler. Yet his eyes, though always bright, tokening eyes, had the wisdom and imparted centuries. Mrs. Claus, standing by his side, handed him a small, intricately carved compass, a magical item that would guide him back home, no matter where he was in the world. She wrapped her arms around him in a warm embrace, her voice soft and encouraging as she whispered her goodbyes. The elves lined up to bid farewell, each carried a mix of excitement and concern. They had grown so accustomed to Santa's presence, his laughter echoing through the workshop, that the thought of him being away brought a bittersweet feeling. However, they trusted in his vision, believing in the journey's purpose. Santa took a moment to address everyone, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. He spoke of his gratitude for their support and the life they shared, reminding them that the spirit of Christmas was not just in the gifts it created, but in the hearts of those who gave and received them. With a final wave, he climbed aboard his sleigh, which for this journey was not led by his famous reindeer, but instead appeared as a humble yet sturdy small vehicle. As he set off, the residents of the North Pole watched, some with cheery eyes, as the sleigh disappeared into the horizon. The journey had begun, a journey that would take Santa across continents, through cities and villages, and into the lives of countless children. Santa's first destination was a small, picturesque town nestled on the mountains. As he traveled, he marveled at the beauty of the world beyond the North Pole. The rolling hills, the vast forests, and the vibrant cities filled him with a sense of wonder and excitement. Upon arriving at the town, Santa, in his disguise, walked among the people, observing their daily lives. He saw children playing in the streets, their laughter a melody that warmed his heart. He visited local shops, greeted passers-by, and sat in the town square watching the world go by. In the evenings, Santa would find a quiet spot to gaze at the stars, thinking about the day's experiences. He wrote in a small journal, jotting down the things he saw, the conversations he overheard, and the feelings he experienced. This journey would serve as a reminder of his journey, a collection of memories that he would cherish forever. As days turned into nights, Santa found himself growing more attached to the town and its inhabitants. He realized that each person he met story he heard added a layer to his understanding of the true meaning of Christmas. It wasn't just about the gifts he delivered. It was about the connections, the shared moments of joy and kindness. One evening, as Santa sat under a sky, a child approached him, her eyes filled with curiosity. She asked him about the stars, pointing to one that guided Santa on this journey. With a gentle smile, Santa began to tell her a story about a magical star that watched over the world, bringing hope and joy to all. As he spoke, the child listened intently, her eyes reflecting the twinkling stars above. In that moment, Santa felt a profound connection, a realization that his journey was not just about understanding others, but also about sharing the magic and wonder that he carried within him. After several days in a mountain town, Santa decided it was time to continue his journey. He left in the early hours of the morning, when the world was still blanketed in the soft embrace of night. The stars as silent companions. He felt a twinge of sadness leaving the town and its people. But he knew there were many more places to visit, more hearts to touch. His next destination was a bustling city, a stark contrast to the quiet mountain town. Here, the streets were alive with energy, the air humming with the sounds of daily life. Tall buildings stretched towards the sky, and people hurried along the sidewalks, each lost in their own world. Santa, walking among them, felt a mix of awe and overwhelm. The city was a tapestry of diverse cultures and backgrounds, a melting pot of stories waiting to be discovered. He visited parks where children played and laughed, markets filled with the aromas of different cuisines, and quiet corners where the city seemed to take a breath. In this lively deity, Santa found himself drawn to a small, cozy cafe. It was a place where people came to rest from the rush of the city, a haven of warmth and comfort. Santa would sit by a window, sipping a cup of coffee, watching the world outside. One afternoon, while sitting in his usual spot, he overheard a conversation between two people at the next table. They were talking about Christmas, about the pressure of finding the perfect gifts, and the stress that often accompanied the festive season. Their words struck a chord in Santa's heart. He realized that amidst the joy and celebration, there was also a sense of burden and expectation. That evening, as Santa sat under the city's starry sky, he pondered over these thoughts. He realized that part of his mission was to bring back the simplicity and joy of Christmas, to remind people of the love and togetherness that should define this season. Days turned into weeks, and Santa continued to explore the city, each day bringing new insights and experiences. He met people from all walks of life, each with their own story to tell. Some were stories of joy and triumph, others of struggle and loss. Santa listened over the words of Northwood, and in doing so, he felt his one chilly evening. As Santa walked through a quiet street, he saw a group of children gathered around a street performer. The performer was a puppeteer, bringing to life a story of friendship and adventure. The children were completely engrossed, their faces alight with wonder and delight. Santa watched from a distance, his heart filled with a profound sense of happiness. It was moments like these he realized that kept the essence of what he sought. Magic of a story, the joy of shared experience. These were the gifts that truly mattered. As the puppet show ended, the children dispersed. Santa felt a gentle tug on his sleeve. Turning, he saw a little boy looking up at him, his eyes wide with curiosity. The boy asked Santa if he liked the show and what his favorite part was. Santa knelt down, meeting the boy's gaze, and began to talk to him about the magic of storytelling, the adventures one could have simply letting their imagination soar. As they talked, the stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, mirroring the sparkle in Santa's eyes. He realized that every conversation, every interaction, was a thread in the tapestry of his journey, a journey that was slowly painting a picture of what Christmas could truly be. Santa's journey continued, taking him to various corners of the world, each place weaving its unique thread into the fabric of his experience. He visited snow-loved villages where the glow of fireplaces painted a picture of cozy warmth. He wandered through sunny towns where laughter and music filled the air. In each place, he found pieces of the Christmas spirit, manifesting in different forms and traditions. The more he traveled, the more Santa realized that the essence of Christmas was not confined to the gifts he delivered each year. It was in the small acts of kindness, the warmth of a shared meal, the comfort of a listening ear. It was in the hope of a child, the wisdom of the elderly, and resilience of those who had faced hardships. One serene night, in a quiet seaside town, Santa sat on a dock, his feet dangling over the water. The gentle sound of the waves and the soothing rhythm of the sea provided a perfect backdrop for reflection. He thought about the countless stories he had heard, the faces of joy and sorrow, and the universal longing for love and connection. As he gazed at the stars, a sense of understanding filled him. This journey was not just about him learning from the world, but also about the world learning from him. He had shared stories, spread joy, and in doing so had sown seeds of the Christmas spirit wherever he went. Santa opened his journal, the pages filled with notes and sketches, memories of his journey. He wrote about the people he had met, the lessons he had learned, and the profound impact of the connections he had made. This journal would serve as a guide, not just for this Christmas, but for all the Christmases to come. With a heart full of gratitude, Santa decided it was time to return to the North Pole. The journey had been long and tumultuous. As he prepared to leave, the people of the seaside town gathered to bid him farewell. They did not know he was Santa, but they felt a special bond with the kind traveler who had shared stories and laughter with them. They thanked him for the joy he had brought, unknowingly thanking Santa for the very essence of Christmas. Our journey back to the North Pole was a quiet one, filled with moments of contemplation. Saya looked forward to seeing Mrs. Claus, the elves, and his reindeer. Harry, it let you share his experiences. Upon his arrival, the North Pole welcomed him with open arms. Mrs. Claus embraced him, her eyes shining with tears of joy. The elves gathered around, eager to hear about his adventures. And as Santa shared his stories, the North Pole seemed to sparkle with a newfound magic. Santa's eyes, once starry-eyed with longing, were now filled with the light of wisdom and love. He had embarked on a journey to understand the true meaning of Christmas, and in doing so, had brought a deeper sense of purpose and joy to the holiday season. The star that had guided him on this journey continued to twinkle in the sky, a constant reminder of the journey he had taken and the lessons he had learned. And as the North Pole prepared for the most magical Christmas, yet centennial, but this journey would be remembered as the one that truly defined the spirit of the Starry-Eyed Santa.